Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We started right at 9:01, very, very close to 9 o'clock, right on the dot, but forgot I had to put the battery back in the GoPro. Uh and then B, I had to plug it into the computer. So that's not sure why it requires plug-in and battery on GoPro. I'm not sure why GoPro just can't just be hardwired in, but here we are. 9:03, starting to get this rolling. Ooh, a little bit rusty. So we had Friday off, we had Saturday off, had Sunday off, Monday off. Here we are on Taco Tuesday already. Dang, Taco Tuesday, and we're doing a live stream. We haven't done one since Thursday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone, if you're in the U.S., celebrated Labor Day, and maybe you got to spend some time with the family and friends. Probably do a little barbecue, eat a lot. I ate way too much bad stuff, so got to get back on it today. Yesterday, we were back in town, and was eating a little bit better already yesterday. But every time I'm out of town with a family, man, they don't eat very well. They don't eat healthy. And so when I get around them, I just eat like crap too. So you always have like a food hangover afterwards. But I mean, it's not that it doesn't taste good. It's just it's not good to put in your body on a regular basis. If so, I'd probably be overweight too, right? So with that, let's get going. And I'm not a perfect eater by no means. Like I work at it. I'm not. It's not easy for me, but you gotta maintain your health. So I'll be back on it today, working out, eating better, all that stuff. But it was good to take in a lot of extra calories. Fantasy football draft went great. Our 18th season in a row. I'm the commissioner. I started the league. And then we're already kicking around the idea, not the 19th season, but the 20th season. So we got 2 more years, and we'll probably do something big for the family and friends over there. Just change it up. 20th anniversary. You got to go, probably move the draft somewhere and have a good time. But for those of you that are not in the U.S. and know what fantasy football is, then you probably don't care. Javier, welcome to September. Well, I mean, it just started, but you're right. It's kind of flat, but I know a lot of people. Yeah, I don't get caught up into that too much, Javier, because everyone was saying, "Oh, it's up only in June or something." I don't know, one of those months. It's always green, and it wasn't. So, I don't spend too much time on that, but yeah, it's looking like September could be a down month, but just because it is historically average, doesn't mean that I put too much weight behind it. Just stay hyper focused on the charts. Try not to get wrapped up too much in the narratives or what the experts out there are saying, because they all have an expert opinion and can be wrong for a very, very, very long time. There's always opportunities. So with that, if you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning to the channel, even better. Welcome back. And the first half of the live stream, we will not only just ramble for the first 5 minutes like we just did, but we will cover Bitcoin, the altcoins, the indices like the NASDAQ dropping 2.37% today. We had this lined up. We had it set up last week. We talked about it. We covered it. We talked about it. We covered it. So we're not taken by surprise. We would be taken by surprise if it didn't start dropping, right? Because we had it all mapped out. Even in the Discord, I even set up like a, obviously none of this is financial advice. Obviously this is for educational purposes only. And obviously don't copy trade me ever. But for educational purposes in the Discord, I set up a NASDAQ short last week. And I even put out on the targets like take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit if you're trading a lot, right? It's a NASDAQ future, so it requires a lot of money, right? You got to hold a lot of money in the margin account. You can't just trade with $100, right? But if you were taking 4 contracts, say you're taking 4 contracts of the NASDAQ, there's a take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, take profit 4. And then if you're having 5 contracts, maybe you try to let one of them ride to the downside. So I set that up in the Discord. Whether or not people have enough money to do that or have enough training to short it, because you shouldn't be using me as the reason why. But for education purposes only, I set up the NASDAQ short last week in the Discord. When was that? Let me look at the Discord real quick. Let's see. Jesse Olson charts. 8/27. What day was that? 8/27. Yeah, exactly 1 week ago, right? So Tuesday of last week, I set up. Let's see, price was at 19,600 ish, right? Right around that when I set it up. Yes, it did go a little bit higher for a brief moment, but I set up 3 take profit areas. So if you had a 4th contract, then you try to push that one a little bit further. So obviously for educational purposes only is what I wrote on there. So there you go. What else? Lawrence, welcome back. Good to see you on here, Lawrence. Caesar, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back, Caesar. Good to see you on here. So I think I was deciding this morning that September 7th was, let me finish my intro. We'll cover the indices, then we'll cover probably the Magnificent Seven and any other stocks or crypto assets that jump out at us. And the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So make sure to put in your chart requests early. Early bird gets the worm, and put in all the details. Let me know if it's ticker symbol, what type of asset it is. Is it crypto, stock, etc.? All that stuff. That way I can search for it quickly and keep the live streaming, right? So let me get back to what I was going to say. What was I going to say? I don't know. It's Taco Tuesday. Chief Dog Walker reporting over here. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So September 7th, 2023. So last year talked about, well, I'll commit to doing 1 year worth of live streams every day that the stock market is open. So we're here. We're 1 year in, just 4 days shy. So after today, it'll be, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that would be that 1 year. And then that was my commitment. And then I put out some polls, ask some questions. Should I keep doing them, or is people don't really care? Blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. And so I think at least I'm going to drop down to, I was kicking around the idea this morning. I think I'm going to drop down to 2 or 3 days a week. So if it's 3 days a week, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday that the stock market is open. That pretty much covers the week. Or if I drop down to 2 days, it'll be Taco Tuesday and Thursday. That kind of covers the week, but a lot can happen, especially over the weekend with the futures. But we got some great things going on in the Discord for Discord members only that I have never even posted one time about it on Twitter. I've never posted about it, I don't think, one time on the newsletter or anything like that. So amazing things going on. I'm getting a lot of direct messages about it. And I may never release it to the public. I may only release it to Discord members because I accidentally made it too good. It's true. It's true. It's weird to say. It was over 2 years in the making. I've been working out behind the closed doors for 2 years, more than 2 years. And it's working out exactly the way it's working out. What I almost, like, a year and a half ago, I was like, I don't think it's possible. Like I had this goal, and then a year and a half ago, I was like, I don't think it's possible. And then I just kept going. And then up until about 3 to 4 months ago, before the baby was born, I had a breakthrough, had another breakthrough, and then a third breakthrough. And here we are. So here we go. But with that, I don't want to give out too much info. It's for Discord members only right now. So what's the Bitcoin doing? All right, Jesse, that was enough of a teaser. Oh, you're so annoying, Jesse. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, let's go over here and warm up the trigger finger. We're already 12 minutes in, so we got to get into the charts. Smash that like button, hit that repost button, and throw in a comment over here. Oh, by the way, last Thursday was rescheduled with Kelly Kellum, and so I'll be on his 45-minute video podcast Thursday, and then I think he edits it. And you don't need to edit me. I can do one take. He has to edit himself, right? He doesn't have to edit me. So, oh, speaking of Kelly Killen, there he is, 194. He's hosting over there. So I'll be on his show Thursday, and then he edits it probably Friday and Saturday, and then he releases it Saturday, I believe. So be on the lookout for that. I have no idea what he's going to ask me. To my knowledge, it's not scripted, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's about it. Smash that like, hit that repost button, and throw in a quick comment. I would appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, and help me, help you, help me. So that's what we got to do. You got to keep me engaged over here. So Bitcoin down 2.3%, right? The weekly chart. So the daily chart is bearish. The weekly chart is bearish. The trending dots are still trending down, putting in lower highs. Will it put in a lower low? We don't know on the weekly chart, possibly. We've got other targets that still remain. The second target was hit once. Will it at least come back and retest target 2? It's trending that way, right? It's trending that way. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but it's trending that way. If target 2 if price doesn't find support at target 2, will it come back down and hit target 3? Most likely, right? Most likely. The probabilities are increasing. And then, of course, if target 3 doesn't find support, will price come all the way back and test the 200-week moving average? We talked about that when the 2-week chart had an RSI sell signal, which it did, and the 3-week chart had a RSI sell signal, which it did. We talked about, hey, price could come all the way back down the 200-week moving average. And then, of course, will it hit target 4? We don't know. We don't know. But there are 4 targets on there for a reason. Not all targets get hit. So we have 4 of them, right? If a target got hit all the time, like 100% of the time, we would probably just have that one target on. But in this case, we have 4 targets for a reason. So here we go. Weekly chart is still bearish. Trending dots are trending down. I posted the Heikinashi had another sell signal as well. And what I posted over here was the week just started, but there is another pending sell signal on Bitcoin Heikinashi weekly chart. Note, there is no wick to the upside, which can signal strength in momentum to the downside, right? So you see right here, there's no wick. So that could be strength to the downside. Just as if you go back over here, see how this candle, I don't know if you can see my cursor over. Yeah, I think you can see it. You can see my cursor over here. There's no wick to the downside over here. You can see that strength, right? And then the wicks start to come and price is flattening out. And then there's no wick to the downside. And there's strength to the upside. And then there's starting to be wicks. And then no wick to the upside. So there's strength to the downside, right? Not always. I'm just pointing it out as an observation, right? So there we are. Let's go back. Oh, while we are here, let's do the 2-week Heikinashi. Yeah, not yet. What else? Let's get back onto regular candles. So still bearish on the weekly. Took out this pivot point over here. See if it takes out this pivot point over here at 55,750-ish. 55,800-ish. 850-ish. I don't know. Somewhere around there. Doesn't really matter that much. Ethereum. Oh, so let's get back on it. Not that one. So let's go do this. And then come over here. So you see that the weekly sell signal was way back here in April. It's been battling. 2-week chart, RSI sell signal was way back here, and not seen since April 2021, right? So April 2021, we talked about it, came all the way back down, right around the RSI 50 line, and then there's an epic bounce into the end of 2021. Still no RSI buy signal. It got close, but there was still no RSI buy signal. And then there was never an RSI buy signal all the way till February 2023. So talking about staying on the right side of the trade, right? We were shorting all of 2022. We definitely me. I posted in the Discord all of 2022, but I was definitely shorting Ethereum all of 2022 because I felt like I was late shorting Bitcoin, and I thought that Ethereum would drop percentage-wise more than Bitcoin. So I was shorting Ethereum all of 2022, all the bounces, right? So Ethereum shorted up here at 4,003. I'll show you on Ethereum. And then over here again, April 2022, shorted it Ethereum again at $3,408 again and again, right? So 2-week chart as a MACD bearish crossover. 2-week chart had an RSI sell signal. 2-week charts putting in lower highs and lower lows. So will price come back down the 200-week moving average? Like it eventually. So it came all the way down over here, right? Had an epic bounce, and then eventually came back to the 200-week moving average. So doesn't mean it couldn't have an epic bounce first. If it played out similar to 2021, you can see that it would come down maybe something like this, have an epic bounce, right? And then come all the way back down, right? However it plays out. But that would be similar to 2021 if that were the case, and then have a buy signal after that. So it's possible. It's possible it does something similar, which means it probably come back down to like here. Maybe it bounces, maybe even makes a new all-time high. It's possible. But less likely that it makes a new all-time high, but has an epic bounce and then goes into the deeper abyss correction, right? So we'll see how it plays out. But that's the 2-week chart. Something to be aware of, something to be mindful of, right? The 2-week chart had an RSI sell signal. Also, the 3-week chart had an RSI sell signal, not seen since May of 2021, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately. And now we have another RSI sell signal back in July 2024. There was a MACD bearish crossover in December 2021, and there's no pending MACD bearish crossover yet, but you can see that the histogram was decreasing, and the histogram is decreasing again. So a lot of similarities back that at least the first top is in. There could be a second top. Absolutely, there could be a second top. But as of right now, with that epic bounce, right? But as of right now, RSI sell signal, RSI sell signal, a new trend has started. Monthly chart, there is no RSI sell signal. The May of 2021, there was an RSI sell signal. So it is lagging. There was never a MACD bearish crossover until January 2022. And there's still no MACD bearish crossover yet. But again, the histogram is decreasing. The histogram is decreasing. So that's Bitcoin. There is even bearish divergence from here and here, followed by a reverse candle. Also a reverse candle. We pointed that out on the monthly chart as well. Reverse candle, price came back down to the trending dots. Reverse candle, price came back down to the trending dots. And then, of course, even came all the way back down to the 200-week moving average. And will it do that again? We don't know for sure, right? We don't know that for sure. We don't have a magic crystal ball. So there we are. That's Bitcoin on the daily chart. And now we will cover the altcoins a little bit faster. Ethereum kind of led the way this time and actually already retested the 200-week moving average. And Bitcoin has not yet. Has not yet, right? How are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, we're doing good. We're beating Kelly Kellum over there, my guy. We're beating him on listeners, so that's good. All right, let's keep going. Makes helps me keep the motivation. If we're beating other people, it's always a competition. Jesse, it's not always a competition. In my life, I was brought up as it's always a competition. There's no participation trophies in my family. So we're unfortunately, very competitive. Well, fortunately too. Fortunately, right? Fortunately, we are competitive. Unfortunately, probably too competitive. We don't even let nieces and nephews win, or at least I don't. Uh, so there you go. We don't even let nieces and nephews win. I don't care if they're 5. I don't care if they're 6. You're not making new rules to beat me. A 5-year-old, I will take you down and I will beat you in whatever game we're playing. You have to earn it. Sure. You got it, Ryan. Good morning. We will circle back on GameStop. That's Ethereum, still bearish on the daily chart. Solana, still bearish on the daily chart. Sand, still bearish on the daily chart. These targets are still valid as of right now. We'll see if they remain that way. You're probably still not in the long position because if you took this breakout, most likely you should have been also selling the sell signal as well, right? So there you go. And if you put the stop loss down here, you probably got stopped out. If you waited all the way, that would be a big stop loss. Yeah, too much for me. I wouldn't want to stop loss that deep. So that's sand, and especially if you're using leverage, you would have been like 10x leverage. You would even 5x leverage. You would have been if you were using 5x leverage on a daily chart and you waited for this stop loss down here, you were liquidated, right? You were liquidated. So that's sand near, still bearish. Filecoin, still bearish. Mana, still bearish. Algo, still bearish on the daily chart. Cardano, still bearish on the daily chart. That was not a higher low. This is setting up not to be a higher low. So we'll see if it puts in a higher low down here or a possible double bottom, right? So you got a possible double bottom over here. We'll see what happens. Either a higher low or double bottom. If it continues lower, it is possible it puts in additional bullish divergence, meaning lower prices over here. Brutal. This is why I'm not a hodler whatsoever. This is why I'm a swing trader. I do not like to hold through this much pain. I do not like that whatsoever, right? I do not like to hold through that much pain. No way, no how. I'm in and I'm out on the swing trading. So there you go. What else? Dot still bearish. Dot took out this pivot point over here. Could be putting in bullish divergence. Too early to say, but just taking out bottom after bottom after bottom. AVAX bearish. Chainlink still bearish on the daily chart. FET down 8%. Probably going to have a sell signal in the near future. Back below the trailing dots over there. Rari still bearish on the daily chart. Let's switch gears over to the NASDAQ. We laid this out last week as well on the daily chart. We talked about bearish divergence over here, followed by a reverse candle. This is the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ futures chart. So on the daily chart, we had bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle. Price came all the way back down here. We talked about it. We covered it on the live stream. This is not the hindsight crew. This is the foresight crew. And it was creating a wick. It looked like there was some profit taking happening. And then we drew out that it's possible, comes back up here, forms a lower high. Maybe it takes a week or two to play out. and then rolls back over like that. So that's where we're at right now. And got another sell signal over here. Is this the lower high? We pointed this out last week, right? We pointed this out last week. Is that going to be a lower high? Let's see. That was bearish engulfing candle. Thursday, 2 weeks ago, we talked about, is this going to be a lower high? 2 weeks ago, not just last week. Is this going to be a lower high, right? We don't know for sure. Bearish engulfing candle, another sell signal, pump back up, another breakdown over here, and it would take out that pivot point, and the probabilities are increasing that we're going to at least hit target 2. So target 1's been hit to the downside. Now we're going to find out in the very near future if we're going to hit target 2 over here, and then target 3, then target 4. If these targets don't find support, if price doesn't find support at target 2, 3, or 4, then we can see a much bigger drop, right? So if it doesn't find support here and put in a higher low, and you start getting candle closes back below target 4, then we could see big red arrow to the downside as well, right? So, and then of course, take out this pivot point over here, and that will be a lower low, confirming the lower high up there, signaling much lower prices, right? And don't forget, we've been talking about it. We've been covering it. There's no sell signal as of yet, but it could be a lower high. And the 200-week moving average has not been retested since March of 2023. So it's been a year and a half, right? It's been a year and a half. This could be the top. This could be a lower high. And then we could possibly see price come all the way back down to the 200-week moving average. It is possible. There are a lot of reasons why it possibly could. On the macroeconomic side of things, I'm aware of it. I know what's going on. There are a lot of reasons why it could, but we'll just follow the charts, right? We will just follow the charts and do our best to continue to sniper the markets to the best of our ability every single day until we drop down to 3 days a week. Probably drop down to 3 days, and if I'm able to handle that energy wise, because soon I'm gonna have to start this new project that I've been talking about for a couple of years. I needed to get this other project rolled out, and then soon, maybe by the end of 2024, I'm gonna start working on this other project that is not only time consuming, costs money, and takes a lot of brain power, right? It takes a lot of brain power, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait probably to start it till the end of 2024, and then full steam ahead on it 2025. But it could be an additional game changer. So I'll start that project later on. Plus, the baby will be older. The baby is now 10 weeks old, and by the end of 2024, she'll be closer to 5 or 6 months. So that's it's all about timing, right? It's all about timing. I need the brain power. But hey, the last 4 days, don't tell the baby how great she's been. But she slept 6 hours, at least 6 hours the last 4 days, even on our trip. So thanks, baby. Thanks, baby. So the weekly chart starting to break down. You can see over here there's bearish divergence on the weekly chart. RSI is putting in lower highs while price was putting in higher highs, creating bearish divergence, followed by an RSI sell signal, followed by this could be that lower high, that higher probability breakdown, right? And that's when we started mapping out the short position on about 2 weeks ago, right? So about 2 weeks ago, this is the second week, right? So start mapping it out because that is the higher probability that the top is in and that we're going down and at least lower prices to hit target 2, 3, 4, and then possibly even lower than that. And so we got the short positions already dialed in 2 weeks ago, right? And then It's just a matter of waiting patiently, right? Waiting patiently. So there we go. NASDAQ futures bearish divergence. Let's see. Bearish divergence going all the way over here, right? Followed by possible lower high, not confirmed yet, right? On the weekly chart. That is the higher probability setup, right? So there we go. That is the NASDAQ RSI weekly chart. MACD had a bearish crossover. There's also not really. I was gonna say divergence, but there was divergence back here, but then there's that one last pump up over here. So there was starting to be divergence on the MACD as well. So something to be aware of. Even the histogram was, kind of divergence from way back here. So that's not part of my trading strategy. I just like to look at it from time to time. Woo-wee. What's the RSI 2-week chart doing? RSI sell signal. There you go. Bearish divergence. We talked about this, covered it. Bearish divergence on the NASDAQ 2-week chart for RSI, followed by a reverse candle, followed by potentially lower high, and an RSI sell signal. Last time it did all of that with bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by an RSI sell signal and a lower high. Price did come back down to the 200-week moving average. So there are a lot of similarities to 2021, not only on Bitcoin, but on the NASDAQ as well. So hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's never a guarantee, right? But there are a ton of similarities. Bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by an RSI sell signal and a lower high, followed by price coming back down the 200-week moving average, right? This is a 2-week chart. You got bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by an RSI sell signal and a possible lower high. And then once you get that sell signal and candle close below the trading dots, then for sure price did come back down to the 200-week moving average. So we'll see what happens over there. Not good, not looking good for the perma bulls, right? Perma bulls are rejoicing on the bounce. Perma bulls are expecting new all-time highs again, right? And again and again and again. And doesn't look like that on the 2-week chart. So it looks like the top is in. Looks like a lot of similarities to 2021. And so we'll see what happens. Never guarantee. But SP 500 can confirm the same thing. Bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by price coming all the way, and an RSI sell signal, right? Right after the reverse candle, and the candle closed below the trading dots. And then price came all the way back down the 200-week moving average, right? Bearish divergence, followed by no reverse candle, followed by an RSI sell signal, and even a MACD bearish crossover, not yet. So will the SP 500 similarities there too? Bearish divergence followed by RSI sell signal, right? So you got bearish divergence followed by RSI sell signal, and we'll see what happens if price comes back down to the 200-week moving average again on SP 500. Dow Jones, bearish divergence. So we'll see. Russell 2000 never made a new all-time high from 2021. Never made a new all-time high. So is this going to be a lower high on the Russell 2000? Because the only one of the 4 indices that I have on here, I don't have any like Japan or anything like that. did not make a new all-time high. So putting in what looks like a lower high over here. Now, let's switch gears over the dollar. Let's get on the daily chart. The daily chart over here could have found bottom. Could be some profit taking right before price hit the 200-week moving average. This is a SMA, so maybe the regular MA, maybe it actually did hit the 200-week moving average, but it's due for a bounce. Had a candle close back below the trailing dots, so we'll see what happens. Had an RSI buy signal, and could get a retracement here. I know everyone continues to talk about the dollar crashing. It crashed. Now, it was getting oversold. There was bullish divergence a little bit. So we'll see if it catches a bounce or a retracement, and we'll see what happens over there on the daily chart. The VIX is up 16.5%. Breaking news, we do have a pending buy signal over here on the VIX. We talked about it last week. There was a buy signal on the 8-hour chart last Wednesday, and then it sold back off. And now we had another buy signal on the 8-hour chart on the last candle. So the new candle just started at 8 o'clock, right? 8 a.m. So buy signal, we pointed that out last week and posted it on the Twitter X app among the Discord. So the Discord, I'll post some more charts in there today with all the details, and then I'll post some charts without all the details on the Twitter X app today as well. So breaking news, pending buy signal on the daily chart, pending buy signal on the weekly chart, right? Probably getting close to another pending buy signal on the monthly chart. There was a pending buy signal on the monthly chart all the way for about 2 weeks, right? There was about 2 weeks that there was a pending buy signal right about where price was at the 200-week moving average at about $19.59. And right above the 200-week moving average, there's a pending buy signal on the monthly chart. And then it disappeared when it crashed back down. So let's see. There is a pending buy signal on the monthly chart again. So there was a pending buy signal last month for 2 of the 4 weeks early on. Now there is another pending buy signal on the monthly chart. Breaking news. This is based off of a log chart, right? So downward trend line is the log chart. So pending buy signal on the monthly chart again. And there's a green trending dot. This is not great for the markets unless you're shorting it, of course, right? It's not great for the markets. It's not great for long positions, but if you're taking short positions, then it's good for that. So, it's my emoji for the day. There you go. That's the VIX. Eek. There you go. There you go. What else? Apple. We're switching gears over to the Magnificent Seven. We talked about it. We covered it. Nothing new over here. What else? Is breaking down. Had this short laid out last week, right? And one of the take profit areas over here. So if is at the 11% based off of options play, it's a big move. That's a big move. So may or may not close some of the position out then, and or try to push the rest of the trade after that. So we'll see. Depends on how much time I have left in the expiration. I did till the end of September, right? So the end of September. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's NVIDIA down 7.5% today. Massive bearish divergence, followed by a lower high, breakdown, followed by a lower high, breakdown. Right? This was a $3 trillion asset. It's no longer a $3 trillion asset. It's back down to 2.71 trillion. So it went parabolic, right? It went parabolic. Look at that. parabolic move. You got a gap down here at $69. You got a huge gap at $30 down here. Let's make those bigger. Let's be a little more obnoxious, right? Huge 20% plus gap over there. 200-week moving averages all the way down here at $37. If it fills that gap at $30, I would expect it to take a long time. Well, maybe not a long time, but it would take a while for that to play out. Maybe not. Sometimes the price takes the elevator down, right? So it took the elevator up. Maybe it takes the elevator down too. I don't know. But that's the NVIDIA short. There was a sell signal on Thursday of last week. Before that, we were talking about the 4-hour chart. It could be the lower high, all that stuff on NVIDIA. Could be a sell signal on Meta in the near future, right? Bearish divergence, possible lower high, right? Breaking down, no sell signal as of yet, but huge gap at $400 that has not been fully closed as of yet, right? So even if there was a sell signal, say there, all the way that gap, that is 22%, right? 22%. That would be 3.77 risk to reward ratio. Risk to reward ratio. You'd have to be right, probably. What is that about? I don't know. 30% of the time. I don't know. I have to calculate it, but I'm not going to do that right now. 30% of the time for that to hit, to be profitable, right? So seems like it's a higher probability than that. I don't know. Probabilities, that's all we're looking at. Amazon, somewhere in between, right? Did fill this gap. Could be putting in a lower high, pending sell signal again over on Amazon. Microsoft breaking back down, had that sell signal last 2 weeks ago, 2 Thursdays ago. No. Yeah. 2 Thursdays ago, had the sell signal and is breaking back down again. Talked about it, possibly putting in a lower high. It looks like it is now. Tesla, pretty much flat right now. There's a gap up here, and then there's a gap down here. Which gap will get filled first? We don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. Oh, do I have it on log still? Ay. There we go. Looks different, doesn't it? Apple. Would it fill that gap? Oh, did it ever? Did it ever fill that gap, right? Would it fill that gap? We were talking about it down here. Would it fill the gap? It's a small gap. That was a tiny gap. We didn't know for sure if it would or not, but they did spike it up. They did fill that gap, and it's breaking back down. You have a gap at 173.33 left open since, what was that, May 2023? I'm sorry, May 2024. Yeah, May 3rd, 2024. It's breaking back down. Could see a sell signal in the near future on Apple. Had the bearish divergence, had the reverse candle, had the RSI sell signal, and now Apple is breaking back down over here, right? So 200-week moving average is all the way down at 161. These are old targets. Hit 2 out of the 4 targets to the downside. Has not been retested all the way since January 2019. It's been 5.5 years since Apple has retested the 200-week moving average. It's overextended. It was overbought. Could be putting in a lower high, and could be filling that gap at 173, followed by retesting the 200-week moving average. It is possible. Apple down 2.38% on a $3 trillion asset. Is it still $3 trillion? Still 3.4 trillion. So 2% of that. Woo-wee, that's a lot of money. Google continues to drop. We've got a gap down here at 144. SPY continuing to break down over here on SPY. Well, we already talked about SP 500, and that's QQQ. And that is the QQQs, pending sell signal over there on the QQQs. So the futures leading the way over there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So let's get back. Let's look at some others. HUT continues to drop. Still bearish over there on the daily chart. Been talking about if you're buying that dip, you better sell that rip. Bitfarm dropping. Marathon Digital dropping. All had sell signals. CLSK hasn't had a buy signal since way over here in July. Just falling out the bottom over there, right? We talked about this gap way back in here. We talked about this gap being filled, and it was, right? 14.5%. You know, all the experts out there who have switched from trying to do charts to switch to political political posts. You know who it is. I see them. You see them. We all see them. They were chartists. They were traders. They charged for courses. They charged for newsletters. And then all of a sudden they start when their charts are wrong and they're not permabulls anymore, they switch over to political posts, right? Because they're engagement followers. They're following what engagement is out there. Here we are plugging away at the charts every day, every day, every day, just plugging along. Chart after chart after chart after chart after. I'll headbutt the microphone. I don't even care. CLSK, Irish Energy, right? Never had a buy signal. Never had a buy signal. Continuing drop since the bearish divergence. Talked about when would now be a good time to lock in profits, right? Bearish divergence, closing back below the trending dots, then below the upward trend line, and a sell signal. When would now back then have been a good time to lock in profits? We're gonna make it. Ooh. Ooh. Cypher mining. Ooh. Brutal. Riot. Oh my goodness. Just dropping out the bottom. Hive. Ugh. And my GI had that sell signal. The last sell signal over there was August 28th. So last week. And just had that quick pump and dump, right? Pump and dump. What else? Well, yeah, the market's going down. A lot of these high risk assets probably going down as well, right? Don't forget to lock in profits along the way. PayPal is flat. PayPal has bearish divergence, right? So we'll see what happens. Could get a retracement here on PayPal. There's no MACD bearish crossover yet. There's no sell signal yet. This gap was left open from $66. I'm bullish on it longer term, but that was a massive spike up. So expecting pullbacks along the way. Did fill that gap at $72.57. That was a nice gap fill. Could be letting the moving averages, the trending dots, all that stuff kind of catch up. Maybe create another higher low, and then we'll see how far it goes on PayPal after that. But it is flat today. So that is PayPal. Could be overextended in the short term while the Nasdaq's going through correction. That move from $57 all the way up, that was a massive move in a short period of time. The end of July, wick to wick, 29.78%. Expect pullbacks along the way, right? What else? What else? ANF. We were talking about the price went parabolic. We talked about putting in lower highs. Has hit 2 of the 4 longer term targets to the downside. This is me mapping out the 200-week moving average. You didn't even know. That was not the 200-week moving average. So that's what we're watching. ANF led the way to the upside. Is it leading the way to the downside on NVIDIA, right? Possible. So there we go. TQQQ. What else? We're at 52 minutes. Some people ask about gold and silver. It's bullish on higher time frames, but doesn't mean it's not overextended on shorter time frames. You've got bearish divergence on gold spot, followed by a pending RSI sell signal. No sell signal as of yet, but candle close below the trading dots, could be getting another one, could be getting a sell signal. It's bearish divergence, but no lower high as of right now. Oh, Doc. Yep, as always. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it seems different from the rest because PayPal went through a bear market for over 3 years, while the rest, like Magnificent Seven, was pumping and making new all-time highs. But expect pullbacks along the way. But higher time frames have flipped bullish on PayPal, not seen since 2020, right? So it does look different. But doesn't mean you couldn't expect pullbacks along the way. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's bearish divergence. 23. Yeah, you probably, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, none of this is financial advice and we don't know for sure, but I would say you could probably be even more patient, right? Probably even be more patient. I don't know. It's hard to say because the higher time frames are bullish, but it's overdue for a correction, right? It's overdue, and so it could even have a bigger pullback is possible. I don't know, eyeball test, maybe 2100 below 2300. So maybe not, right? Maybe it's more of like uh, you know, breaks down like this, comes back down. That would be your 2300-ish area. Bounces, puts in lower highs, comes back down like that. It's possible, right? It is possible. And then you can see like there's a little bit of action over there. Has not retested the 200-week moving average in a very, very long time, right? The last time was October 2023. So it hasn't been that long. There could still be room to the upside. We're in this massive target up here. It's into it already. So just be aware. That would be the downside. Of course, it could just find support, continue to put in bearish divergence all the way up, right? So careful picking tops when the higher time frames are still bullish. So you got pretty much two paths that way, but 200-week moving average is pretty far away, right? So just being aware that you stretch a rubber band out to the left, you expect it not only to come back to the middle, but even goes back to the right when it whips back. So that's that. GameStop, Ryan, you got it? I don't know if I still have it on here. Stocks, game. There we go. So daily chart. Oh, let's get off of that. I mean, this one's hard to trade because it's pump and dump, right? So would have been able to catch it back here on that, but you got to pump and dump that hard, right? You better have like targets set up, take profit strategy, all that stuff. It's not for me. I don't trade game. I did for fun back in like 2020. Let's see, when was that? I wasn't going to be one of those diamond hands, but I did play it back here, right? I did play it back here in end of 2020 and 2021. I didn't catch all of that move by any means, by no means, by any means. But I did play that back of end of 2020 and early 2021. But I was in and I was out, right? I made my money. I got out. I didn't make a lot of money. It was with lunch money. So with lunch money, I was in and out, and then after that, I only played it that one time, right? I was in and I was out, and that's about it. Uh, it's a pump and dump, right? It it's only a couple weeks, right? So pump and dump. So if you're taking that buy, if you're buying that dip, you better sell that rip. So that's the daily chart. This is an old gap that was already filled. Um, yeah, so it's still below the 200-week moving average. Bullish on the daily chart as of right now. Bullish on the weekly chart as of right now, barely, right? I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me. So do you, Ryan? That's all I can say. Do you? Oh, Bitcoin. Johnny C, longtime market sniper in the house. Good morning, J.O. Good morning, Johnny C, my man. Yeah, my closest friends, my old friends, back in my early 20s, late teens. They all call me J.O. Let's go. Let's go, J.O. Good to see that still living in my 45-year-old self, still getting called J to the O. J.O. Oh, man. But I'm tired at 45 compared to my early 20s and late teens when I was a wild child, right? Johnny C, good to see you on here. That's about it. We're 59 minutes. I don't have a hat on, so we can't flip it on backwards. But yeah, who would have thought this could happen, right? Breaking down, breaking news. I mean, we mapped this out, and it happened in slow motion for the snipers. We talked about bearish divergence, June and July. We talked about the reverse candle in July. Shorter term, possible lower high. Then we had the sell signal. And then we talked about, looked like some profit taking was happening. Then we were talking about, look for the bounce, the solid retracement into a key target area, possibly putting in a lower high. And now we're seeing a break back down. And one target's been hit so far to the downside. Shorter term, there's still longer term targets. I think it hit 2 out of the 4 longer term targets to the downside, similar to Bitcoin. And then, so you probably have target 3, target 4, and then your 200-week moving average all the way down here. So this happened in slow motion for the snipers, right? We don't just wait. If there's black swan events with all the professional traders out there who are selling courses and stuff, right? I know I sell a course. I know. I never planned to sell a course, right? I was just posting charts on Twitter for fun in 2021 because I was able to quit, retired. It's weird to say retire, but I was able to quit because I still have to make money, right? I still have to make money on trading. So I don't really consider it retiring. So I still had to make money swing trading, but I retired mortgage and real estate. I quit real estate and mortgage at the pinnacle. 2021 was the pinnacle of mortgage and real estate because the rates were so low. It was so easy to make money, but I hated it. I was over it for like the last 5 years. And so for me, once I was able to do multiple six-figure win trades, I felt good enough to where like, okay, well, I've supplemented my income and I can get out of mortgage and real estate. Yes, it's still risky, but I'm a calculated risk taker. And at the end of the day, I'm a risk taker. The wife, who is not my wife yet, she is my fiance, was a little nervous, right? But she supports me, whatever I do, reluctantly. She's a W-2 earner, so she doesn't really get it. She gets it now, right? She gets it now. So here we are. Here we are. And then thanks to all of you who are in the Discord, you kept pushing me to, I know there's a long explanation towards the end, kept pushing me to teach you what I see on the charts. And I declined for like 6 months. I was like, no, I don't want another job. No, I don't want another job. I just post my charts on Twitter for a hobby. And then I started a newsletter, and then people kept pushing, 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 pushing. And I see a lot of people out there. There's no way the traders are profitable who are selling courses. And so for me, I was like, you know what? There's people getting, there were scammers pretending to be me. They had my profile and they were scamming people $1,000. And I was like, okay, fine. Enough is enough. End of February, I pulled the trigger. I didn't even have any videos created, but I said I'll start live coaching and I'll record those videos. And I did. And I did it for $49 a month. Uh, Live coaching was $199 a month, but versus scammers who were pretending to be me were getting $1,000, right? They were charging $1,000 to scam people. And so I was like, if I'm going to do it, I want to provide more value because I didn't know what I was going to do, right? I had the outline of, divergences, RSI, all that stuff. I had the outline of what I would talk about, but I hadn't recorded one video or taught one video. So I was like, well, I'll charge $49 a month, quit anytime. I don't care. It's a subscription model. And then started building indicators based off of great questions. And we've gone down the rabbit hole so far and so deep on potential automation that I thank you for pushing me to teach you how I do this and starting in Discord, because without that, I don't know if I would be where I'm at right now as far as like down the rabbit hole of automation, right? So thank you to all the Discord members that have been there since day one, almost 2 years. We've got several that have been in there more than 2 years, and at least half of all Discord members have been there more than a year. So they have a badge. They're highlighted in orange. You can see them. And over probably close to 8,000 Discord posts from me. Most of them are charts, and none of them are deleted, right? So you can go back, search for anything you want to search for. 8,000 plus posts are all still there from 2022. And thank you so much. Onward and upward. We'll continue to try to snipe the markets together, and we'll continue to go down the rabbit hole and continue to improve and get better and better and better. Dang, VIX is spiking 19%. With that, hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for all of your support over the years, and we will continue onward. If you're in the Discord and you're not sure what I'm talking about, go check out the channel right underneath Jesse Olsen charts. Right? Go check it out. It's crazy. It's crazy. With that, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Taco Tuesday. Signing out. Chief Dog Walker.